Okay, hello all. I will start with the problem solving session for exercise 19 and 20, page 51. Consider the three stocks in the following table. PT represent price at time t, Q represent shares outstanding at time t, and stock C splits 2-for-1 in the last period. I assume you have your textbook in front of you. This table summarizes what happened for the three stocks from period 0 to period 1. Starting with stock A, its price increased from 90 to 95. Stock B had a drop in price, and stock C had an increase in price. But at period 2, stock C had a split 2-for-1, which means that its price was halved to 55 and the number of shares were doubled to 400. One thing is to be noticed when conducting a split. The total value of the stock of the common shares will not be affected. What will be affected is the number of shares and the price itself. For example, if we take stock C at period 1, price times quantity is 110 times 200 equal to this much, okay? And after the split, if we do the math, it's 55 times 400, it's also this much, okay? $2,200. Which means that conducting a split has no effect on the total value of equity, but it affects the number of shares and the price per share. Now let's start with part A. Part A says, calculate the rate of return on a price-weighted index of the three stocks for the first period, i.e. t equal to 0 to t equal to 1. Okay, so V0 using the price-weighted index is equal to 90 plus 50 plus 100 over 3, and this is 80, okay? As for V1, it's 95, it's equal to 95 plus 45 plus 110, again, it's over 3. It's equal to 83.33. Okay? Now, the rate of return is V1 over V0, or we can say V1 minus V0 over V0 minus 1. So it's equal to 83.33 over 80 minus 1. It's 4.17%. Math-wise, the priority is for the division. Okay? Now in part B, it says, what must happen to the divisor for the price-weighted index in year 2? In year 2, the divisor, so let's say the rate of return, V2, is equal to at period 2, stock A has a price of 95, stock B has a price of 45, and stock C a price of 55. Now, what's the divisor? The divisor is not 3, since we had a stock split from period 1 to period 2 by 2. We split the shares into 2. So I'm gonna name this divisor as D. But what we know is that V2 must be equal to V1. which is 83.33. Why is it so? Because as I said earlier, the value of the equity does not change when conducting a split. What changes is the number of shares and the price per share. So the entire value of equity will remain the same. That being said, the entire rate of return will not change from P1 to P2, since the only thing that changed was a split of 2 for 1 for stock C. That being said, the missing will be D. So, calculation wise, 95 plus 45 plus 55 is 185. Excuse me, it's 195 over D is equal to 83.33. Which means that D is equal to 2.34. Okay, finally, in part C, the question is, calculate the rate of return of the price-weighted index for the second period, i.e. from t equal to 1 to t equal to 2. Again, the rate of return will be equal to 0. Why is it so? Because as you can notice, P1 did not change, so the change will be equal to 0. B stock A price, excuse me, stock A price did not change from P1 to P2. It was 95 and it remained 95. Stock B, the price also did not change at 45, while stock C, the price also did not change. But what happened is a split 2 for 1, i.e. the real value for stock C is 2 times 55. 2 times 55 is 110. So 110 minus 110 is also 0. So I don't have a rate of return from period 1 to period 0. The rate of return is 0. Thank you for listening. This is problem 19. I shall meet you again in problem 20. Until then.